He's back, baby! Be more than human. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today, I finally did it. I made it through Dreadgod. And I am now caught up. If you have all been following my Cradle journey from the beginning, make sure you hit a like on this video. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna try to do some really cool stuff now that I am all caught up. I can share in all the forums without worrying about spoilers. So this is a pretty exciting day. Cradle has quickly became one of my favorite series of all time. Will Wight is a fantastic author. His writing is top notch. His storytelling is amazing. You know, it's crazy that this series is 12 books long. It's at least going to be 13, and it hasn't been around, for what, a handful of years now. For a series that's this good, you would think that it had been around for 20 years, but so excited, and also kind of like, man, when's the next book coming out? Like, I don't have it to binge anymore. But don't worry, that doesn't mean that this will be the end of Cradle content. Trust me on this. But let's get to Dreadgod, right? So we start off with Ethan being taken off to Sanctum. And again, if you just happen to be running into this Dreadgod, I do basically reaction videos. Spoiler alert. So he gets taken off, and right now he's still acting like Ethan. Very very cocky, and throwing up his eyebrows at people, like, and these people, they know he's been weakened, but they're still like, could he take us? And it's very much Ethan, how Ethan was at the beginning of the book, where it's like, people don't know exactly what Ethan can do, how powerful he is, and these people, even in the heavens, feel the same way. He even says something to the point where he's like, oh yeah, I was the first choice for like 5 of your positions. So he's basically like, I am better than all of you, which I freaking love. Ethan is the best. And then we have Lindon going through the tunnels and trying to figure out what it all does, and he's actually able to he figures out that you can create kind of like clone images and stuff of people who have been in there, and he basically clones Ethan, and Ethan starts kind of telling him what all it can do, and he figures out that he can kind of do like, not like instant transportation, but like super quick transportation all over Cradle, and he can actually go into people's like treasure troves and stuff. Like, these tunnels go underneath people's treasure troves and everything. So that plays a big part later in the book. And a big part of this book is Lindon trying to fix Dross and trying to figure out whether he should fix him. It's the right thing to do. And you even hear Dross kind of saying, having those kind of thoughts like, if I'm, what does he say? He says something like, if I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm a different person, has someone taken over my body, or like, are you going to leave me if I don't do things right? Are you going to get rid of me? To Lindon, But Lindon keeps trying to figure out how to bring the old Dross back, because this Dross is very much like very almost an Ethan like kind of like, oh, I'll take death on, I'm the best, and and he's not like our Dross, um, and then um, at one point we have Lindon here who's um, we're going up against Dreadgods and trying to figure out what we can do to take them down. And Lindon ends up, interacting with the Silent King, and basically he's like, I want you under my control. Like talking in Ethan's head and telling or talking in Lindon's head and saying, I'm gonna go after these people. I'm gonna go after these people unless you give in to me. And we all know Lindon ain't doing that. Like, and so Lindon's like, I'm gonna figure out a way to take your ass down. But one of the things that's like one of the quotes is like, there's no replacement for experience, so we're gonna steal theirs, which I freaking love. Where it's basically like, we're gonna steal, he's gonna use Dross and use Ethan's clone, everything, to figure out how to steal people's memories and people's skill. And that is a big part of this book, with Ethan with Ethan helping him out and him figuring out how to like drain people's knowledge and stuff. That has become a huge thing. And we also learned something really cool, is that Northstrider doesn't want to ascend until he's powerful enough to ascend and not have to answer to anyone. I guess we really learned that's why he just doesn't ascend. He could have ascended so long ago. And he tells Lenny, he goes, I will not ascend to be told what to do. And I just thought, oh, that's pretty badass. That's pretty cool. And also, another funny thing in this book is how, Lindon is trying to get to Mercy and whatever, and Malice is talking with Mercy, and he's like, basically kind of messing with her about, oh, maybe Lindon wants to come and hook up with you, basically. Maybe he's tired of a girl who only knows about swords. And Mercy's getting all like flustered and stuff, and it's like, quit saying that. But I that was just a funny. Malice is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like her as a bad a bad guy, bad girl, bad woman, whatever. But one of the freaking coolest things is when Lindon absorbs the Silent King. Oh my god, I was sitting here like, I can't believe it. Are you serious? And tell me if I'm like, tell me down in the comments. Does that, and they kind of say this a little bit at the end, but like, does that mean that Lindon is now a Dreadgod? Is he a human Dreadgod, or does that make him a monarch level? Is he a monarch? What, like, I'm not 100% on this. I mean, I'm gonna probably go in the forums and try to figure this out, but I mean, just some of the stuff he's able to do. He's able to use the Silent King's what is it, like, his telepathic abilities and his being able to project multiple views of himself and other people everywhere. That was badass. I was so freaking pumped. And then freaking Dross is back. Basically kind of admits that he could have went back almost at any time, but he was afraid to because he failed as that Dross. But then he realized that that's not what it's about. It's about working together the best way possible. And and he just wanted his friend back. And that, I mean, it's like that's one of those fist pump moments where you're like, freaking yeah, right, Dross is back, baby. Um, and and then towards the end of the book, you start seeing Lindon and Yaren going around and stealing treasures, and they end up fighting Malice. Oh my god, man! And Will Wights fight scenes are just great because he's able to kind of give you multiple views, and he keeps you on the edge of your seat of who's going to win, who's not going to win, who's going to get hurt, who's not going to get hurt. And he's not always like, good guys always going to win, never going to get hurt. I mean, you know it mer- you know oh god, I mean, Mercy takes a beating at the end of this thing. And but I think I want to say at the end of this, Lindon is maybe the most powerful, human on the earth. Maybe right up there with North Strider. Let me know what you guys think. But they nearly at the end, Lindon almost had Malice. I mean, he was just devouring, and that's one of my favorite parts. Anytime, he gets into that dark place where he's like wanting, like, I want to devour everything. Lyndon has become such a freaking badass, and I am here for it. Um, but I guess now I'm here waiting for the way. I guess I am at the end of the rope with all of you, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. Make sure you like, subscribe, throw your comments. Now you can throw out any conspiracy theory you want down here. You can't spoil anything for me now. And I will see you